Hey, good morning everyone. How are you? Happy Tuesday. I am whispering as it's 6:30 in the morning. Wanted to come at you guys live as I'm in the middle of my morning ritual. And if any of you guys tuned in yesterday to my video, I talked about how I was going to share with you kind of my miracle morning rituals today, and I wanted to come at you when I was in the midst of them. Actually, this is a little bit late for me. Normally I'm up by about 4:30 or 5 and kind of spending some time with me, but today I slept in a little bit later. So I'm whispering because my family is actually still sleeping. They're going to be up here soon. But before I get into it, welcome, good morning. My name is Lisa Domian. I am a holistic health coach and fitness coach and owner of Salad at My Core, which is a business that's focused on health, holistic health and life coaching and fitness coaching. Out of my home. Welcome. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't been tuning into my series on how to get solid at your core mentally, physically, and spiritually, take a look at the past 4 or 5 days. I've been posting up videos every day on different pieces or different kind of little facets of things that I do to kind of help me get solid at my core mentally and physically, and things that I actually teach others to do in my private groups. So today I'm actually talking about morning rituals. I am a firm believer that whether you're a morning person or not, that mornings are a super awesome time, or potentially could be for you. I think it's a great time, especially for women, to just spend some time with themselves and kind of get grouped and ready for the day. I think, we're all busy. We're all incredibly busy. And I think it's really important, in order to help with the busyness, to do some things for ourselves. And for me, my morning is my thing. So I'm going to share with you just really briefly the 5 things I do in the morning that I have found have really helped me. I think it's interesting to start out with a statistic. If any of you guys have ever read this book, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, you will know you'll understand what I'm about to say. If you haven't read it, it is a great book. I highly recommend it. A lot of the things in here I was doing before I read this book, but it is an awesome read, so I recommend this book to all of you. But he talks in here about how 95% of the population is destined for mediocrity, and I think that's a really high statistic. And I believe life's too short. If you listened to my video last week, you heard me talk about how my dad died at a really young age. And didn't get to accomplish as many things as he had wanted to do. I think a lot of times we are comfortable in being in mediocrity, and I think we all actually want more than that. I know when I was stuck at a point in my life, I was just kind of coasting along, and I knew I wanted more. And so I really spent a lot of time thinking about my own journey and what I wanted and my gifts and what I wanted to do, and I knew I wanted more. And that's kind of what pushed me on this journey with my business and everything. And one of the things I learned about kind of getting on my journey is my mornings. I wanted my mornings to be about me and be productive and set me up for the day to have an awesome and amazing day. So here I am in the morning, and here's my 5 tips. And I'm going to do a blog post on this a little bit later. But what I do every single morning when I get out of bed, and I do not use an alarm clock, I wake up naturally between 4 and 5:30, and the first thing I do when I get out of bed is I put my feet on the ground and I say thank you. I do run occasionally a group on gratitude, because I believe the whole thought behind gratitude is an amazing, wonderful thing, and I believe what you put out is what you get back. And so I always start my day when I put my feet on the ground. I say thank you. So one foot's thank, the other one's you, and I always say thank you. And I do a big stretch. And so that gets me mentally going for the day and mentally in a great mindset. And then the stretch gets my body physically going. And then I actually walk into the bathroom and I splash some cold water in my face and get dressed. So that's number 1. I always start my day with gratitude mentally, and then a big stretch to get my body going. Number 2, I come downstairs and I have a huge glass of water. I will be doing a video later this week on why I think water is so important, but I think the very first thing that you should put in your body is water. Most of us have not been drinking water for at least 8, 9, 10, 12 hours as we've been sleeping, and our body is severely dehydrated, and in order for our organs to get going again and get moving, Water helps with that. And so I always say you need to drink at least 8 to 10 ounces, if not 16 ounces of water when you get up, first thing in your body before coffee, soda, whatever. You need to be drinking some water. So that's my number 2 thing that I do. Number 3, and this is more of a ritual for me, but I do have coffee in the morning. It's something that I grew up having growing up on the farm. It brings me good memories. I used to do it with my grandfather. So I do start my coffee. And then I come in and I just kind of sit in silence. I do about 5 to 7 minutes of meditation. I have a diffuser that I turn on. Again, it's kind of a ritual thing. I just kind of sit here in silence and I look out my awesome window here at my backyard. There you go. Whether it's dark or light. And I just kind of sit in silence and sip my coffee and just kind of wake up and think about my day and do some deep breathing. So number 3 is just kind of meditation and silence. Number 4, I am a woman of faith, a woman of God, and I believe in devotionals, and I believe in personal development, and I believe in filling your body, mind, soul up with some thoughts. So I start out with devotionals, and I have a bunch that I do, and I think many of you, if you've been following me on the page, you see some of my devotionals. I'll just kind of show you. I mean, I have tons. These are my 3. Actually, I have more than that. Those 3, and then I have Savor. So I spend a little bit of time with devotionals and reflection, and then I also spend some time journaling, kind of just getting my thoughts out and about. Thank you. So many of you guys are joining me this morning. Welcome, Kristen and Christy. I think a few others are on. So I spend some time journaling, getting my thoughts out, my reflections. I actually do a thank you list, things that I'm thankful for. Just kind of mind dump a little bit. So that's kind of number 4 for me. And number 5 is I set my intentions for the day. And to me, that's more than goal planning. I write down, 5 or 6 things that I want to accomplish for today. So it's the physical stuff, it's the family stuff, it's the work stuff. But bigger than that is I set my intention for the day of what do I want to accomplish? What do I want to feel like? What do I hope and pray for? And I always put it in a positive of, for example, my kids have swimming lessons tonight. So I always say, I thank you for having an amazing swimming lessons for my kids. Thank you for my kids having an amazing day at school, for being good friends and for being kind. Thank you for Mark and I having an awesome lunch and bonding together. Thank you for a great work day. Thank you for people following me on my page. So I always put out what I hope the day to be about. And that's what I mean around setting intentions. But I do actually do 3 or 4 or 5 things that I need to accomplish today too. So it's kind of emotional, physical, intentional, and then also goal setting as well. So those are my 5 tips, 5 things that I do every morning that I find have really, really helped me. Do you guys do morning rituals, morning practices? I'd love to hear from all of you. You guys are so quiet on here, but I'd love to hear if you guys adopt anything in the morning and do anything special that kind of gets you set up for the day. I will do a blog post a little bit later on more information about mornings and rituals and how I think they help shape up your day. So stay tuned for that later today. Thank you guys again, as always, for following me here. I totally, totally appreciate it. If there's topics or things that you would like me to cover, please post below or post on the page. I'd love to know how I can best help you and serve you and help you become solid at your core. So happy Tuesday, you guys. I'm going to get on with my day and get ready. Girls have piano here soon and ready for the school day. So thanks, you guys. Take care. Bye.